You have Oxford Dictionary, you have mobile, everything is there with you. So this is your turn now. He has facilitated a lot of things. I'm very happy with him. I mean, I kept watching. I learned a lot of things I came here. So thank you so much. The thing is that now start. It's not late. If you start from today, so you can do, we can do. I'm saying my example, I was very poor. I started learning English when I was in bachelor. And I learned tenses when I was in intermediate second year. Can you imagine? You are far better, what I found. Far better, right? So, please, what you do is, it's not possible if I can get some native speakers here. It's Saturday, tomorrow also holiday, otherwise we could take some foreigners here to speak. But they don't have good teaching styles, what I have found. They don't. We can teach better than those people. Because we know system of English language. I have an example. I asked one of the native speakers of English. I talked about tenses. I talked about reported speech. I talked about other parts of speech. They don't know any rule. Because do we know Nepali rules properly? No, though we can speak very nicely, right? Can't we? We can speak. But we don't know how to teach, we don't know rules. Therefore, we are better English teachers than those people, those who have native language, English native language, right? So, if you use these all things in your real classroom, then I think your class will be wonderful. This is what I have been practicing for long. I take these people to schools, I observe their classes, and we have a format of teaching. The thing is that when class gets boring, when class becomes boring is whenever we are not prepared, when we don't have a lot of materials. We don't have to get materials from market. No. As he was talking, we can get the things from surrounding, right? So we have a lot of things in our home. We read newspaper. Why don't we utilize something from newspaper? So if you find something interesting in Himalayan Times or Commando Post, cut it and put in your profile and use that for your classroom purpose. We don't have to buy things from market. Don't spend money in getting materials. No, we have a lot of things we can do. You can record your voice and let your students watch and practice pronunciation. We start from A, B, C, D. You know, it's very interesting sometimes. Can you please produce these sounds, letters, alphabet, first one? A. Okay, next one? Okay. Next one? And next one? Okay. Now let me write this correct pronunciation. I also learned A, but this is not A. This is this one. A. Okay. This is not M, but this is N. Right? And this one N. Right? This is not J. We say Z. If you go through dictionary, you have mobile, I know, and you have Oxford Dictionary as well. I'm not saying you have to learn correct pronunciation. Your own language is fine. Now, the concept of Nenglish has come. The English language is spoken in Nepal is called Nenglish, right? And English language is spoken in India is called English, Hindi English. And in China, mine is English, okay? So, one of the researchers says that, no English now. This is not the language of only Khairez now. This is universal language. So you can follow your own pronunciation, but that should be systematic, so that people could understand you properly around the world, you know. If I don't understand you, no use of learning and teaching also, right? So make your language interesting and understandable. so that somehow we can follow. Very simple rules are there. If you can produce these things correctly, A to Z, right? A to Z, then and learn some sounds also, vowels and consonants. Now, if you consult dictionary after learning these three things, alphabets, vowels and consonants, and consult dictionary, whenever you get new word, then within 4 months, I can guarantee you will improve yourself, your pronunciation as well. I can guarantee, because I have experienced it. I had a teacher like you, and they taught me very nicely. Their English was good, but I couldn't learn pronunciation very well. I started later on, right? So there are many people, they have improved a lot after 3 or 4 months practice. So if you improve your English along with this, it will be wonderful, right? So sometimes what happens, we go to class, I go and I produce some new words, like our student may not have heard such pronunciations. I say, how do we pronounce this one? Students, we say, right? I also used to say, but when I started learning pronunciation, so I follow British English. You listen BBC also when you have free. It's standard English, spoken all over the world, right? So this is, they produce like this, student, not a student, student. Yes, it's easy. Yeah, student. So if you learn vowels and consonants, vowels especially, not A, E, I, O, U, there are 20 vowels in English. If you go to, yeah, here are vowels given, might be, okay, you can see there. Or you can consult dictionary, Oxford, at the back there are vowels, right? Suppose, let me give you one example. You are producing the word cat, right? This. So how this is produced is like, they have these symbols. When you learn about consonants and vowels, you have this ka, right? And you will find these slashes, this type of, and this is called, this sound, a. This, what you call in Nepali, a, and this top. So if you follow this, then you can pronounce correctly. We can do that. So this is cat. Let's say there is aspiration, they say, when they say, in place of call, they say cat sometimes, So we find difficult to understand what these people are saying. Cat, communication, right? Population, not population. Population, okay? So one person came from America and he told me that the sentence, this sentence. How he told me this was, I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to see you here. So, I was confused. When you talk about stress and intonation, right? Stress and intonation. In Nepali, when we ask question, what is your name? And the last, our voice at the last word goes off. This is rising intonation. You might have, let's say, heard about it. Rising goes up, our voice goes up. What are you doing? So when we ask question, this goes up. And sometimes, what is your name? This comes down. Okay? Okay. And I'm a student. Down. Okay? Where are you going? Okay. So stress sometimes we give emphasis in particular words. Suppose I say, I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to see you here. So I'm giving stress somewhere here. Okay? I'm glad to see you here. Why I'm giving stress here? So I want you to know that I'm glad. Okay, my intention of delivering message is like to make you feel that I'm glad with you, right? So it depends on stage also. You can find these symbols there before words in dictionary, like this. If you consult dictionary in home, you will find these things. Stress. Sometimes this is called primary stress, and sometimes secondary stress also is there, right? So intonation and stress. Two things are there. They make English language melodious, beautiful. Okay, we see people speaking English, and their English some people speak very nicely. We say he speaks well. So if you follow this pattern, it becomes very wonderful. So our students also learn. They catch us. Okay, they copy us, and this is what we call input in second language acquisition, second language learning. We say input. How much input or exposure we provide to our student, then they learn much. If we give them wrong input, wrong language, then they will catch up wrong. Okay? Now, motivation is very important factor here to learn language. Motivation. What happened was, I was so much motivated to learn English. I used to listen. My father was there. After Nepali BBC, there was, let's say, English news. He used to put radio among us, we sisters and brothers. And I used to listen their English, and I was motivated internally. Two types of motivations are there, external and internal. If we are motivated internally, then nobody can stop us in the middle. We go anyhow to learn that. If we don't have internal motivation, yeah, okay, that's fine. I don't have to go. If you say so, then you are not motivated internally. Okay. So what we have to do is we have to make our student internally motivated to learn that. So how we can do that? We can tell them the importance of English language. Okay. So in this way we can improve. So in motivation and self-confidence to speak. What do you think is, okay, if I speak in front of many people, there are my teachers and my, let's say, facilitator, there are many people, I don't speak because I commit some mistakes. We think so. Don't think so. Nobody is perfect in language. We learn until that. Still I'm learning. I have got many things from you. Don't think so. No. Try. Try. Okay? So if we try, then self-confidence is built up automatically. Then we don't feel any hesitation to speak. No. So I have conducted one research in strategies used for developing speaking, right? How people develop speaking in Nepal. Especially I had 50 people from Tribhuvan University, okay? And my findings were, what I found was, okay, they used newspapers as their strategies. They used radio, listening news in English. This is one strategy. They used, like, they had their friends to talk, pair talking, okay, intimate friends, so that he or she will not say some wrong things about speaking, right? So there were many strategies. They are different. Now you may have one, you may have another. We don't say you say. No, there are multiple intelligences. Some of we like music. Through music we learn. Okay. Some of we learn through talking. This is what we call introvert or extrovert. Some of we are extrovert. Okay, we have extroversion. Some of we have introversion. Means we want to talk. Okay, I have this. I like this strategy. Like I want to talk to the people. Then I want to learn by talking. But some of the people are there, our students. Okay, they don't want to talk. You might have noticed in class more than me, right? Some students, they don't want to talk. No, not at all. Though they do very good in examination. This is because they have different intelligence. There are many intelligences. Okay, so we don't have to impose the things to our students to learn. No, understand their necessity, their need, their psychology, and their way of learning. Some of our students want to learn in group discussion, but we never do that. I learned there is group discussion in class when I came to Kathmandu. Before that, I had no any idea to have group discussion in class. So through group discussion also, can we learn? I had that feeling in my schooling. So you are very lucky enough that you are getting a lot of exposure for your students. But teachers, those who are teaching in different districts, very remote districts, they are not getting this. Okay, so in this way, we have to understand the student psychology and their intelligence first. Unless and until we do, sometimes you might have noticed in class, some of the students, they don't give attention at all. You beat or whatever you do. But we start beating without analyzing the need. What we have to do is, we have to analyze their need. We can call, we can have rapport. So rapport building is very important thing. Rapport building means how can we be close with our students. So understand their feelings. Okay. Why they are not giving attention, proper attention. You have good English, but student cannot. We have good English, but they cannot catch our English. Why? We don't understand their necessity. What they want. What are the techniques they want to learn through? We don't do that. So, first thing what you will do from this, after going from this training in class, you will understand your student need. And you will conduct lots of activities in your class. Group work, pair work sometimes, presentation sometimes, okay? So we don't have to read a lot. We are making our job very, very hard, you know. How? Without preparing. We go without preparing the things, then we go to class. So we think that, what I need to teach today. Okay, you stand and read the lesson. We start doing that. If we prepare beforehand, suppose tomorrow we have listening class, okay? And if we prepare today what to do, what are the materials that I can take to my class? If we prepare today, then class becomes very wonderful. And you have techniques you have thought of what to do after 10 minutes in class. We have 45 minutes class, and what to do within 10 and 5 what? 20 what? What to do? What are the exercises I'm going to deliver to my students? And they also don't feel boring, because you have lots of things, you have planned, right? So please don't forget to integrate, as Saula was talking about last time. So combination of all the 4 skills, LS, let's say listening, speaking, reading, LSIW. So you have to integrate, as an English teacher, as a language teacher, we have to integrate all the skills in one lesson, if possible. Okay, if not, 3 at least. So integrate all the things. First of all, listening, then let the student to speak about it, okay? And moreover, and we have reading comes there, and writing also. So if you conduct all the activities in class, this is what we call integrative learning. Integrative. If you do these 4 things, then I don't think you will find long period. You don't have to watch when the bell rings in the classroom. I felt so before. When I got training, after I got training, then I found some insights from the training. Then nowadays, what I think is, if there is 2 hours class, English class especially, but before that, 45 minutes, also it was long time. I could finish my activities within 20 minutes, then what to do? 25 minutes. So I used to, let's say, watch my watch time and again when the period goes. This is because I was not prepared and I was not integrating these 4 skills. I was, let's say, teaching something which especially teach this, I think, this and this. Mostly these 2, but we don't give attention in these 2. Okay. This is how we can develop. Thank you so much for your active listening. Thank you.